Welcome back to Power in the Pause. I'm your host, Chelsea, and we're in week 3 of the investment era. And today we're talking about something that quietly changes everything: what you stop investing in. Because growth isn't just about adding more and compounding on interest, sometimes it's about releasing what's been draining our accounts. Let's pause together and begin. So, sis, there's a version of you who's exhausted, not because she's doing too much, but because she's investing in all of the wrong places, the wrong conversations, the wrong expectations, and the wrong people, the wrong inner rules. And no one taught us that self investment isn't just about what you say yes to, it's also about what you stop funding. So, welcome back to the investment era. This week, we're talking about something uncomfortable but freeing. When you stop investing in determines your capacity to receive what's next. Because you can't pour into your future while bleeding energy into dynamics that belong in your past. So, this episode is all about boundaries, not the rigid and cold kind, but the grounded, self respecting kind that says, I'm choosing where my energy goes. Sis, this week I want you to think about this. Every time you over explain, over give, over function, or over accommodate, you are making an investment. And if the return is resentment, burnout, anxiety, or self abandonment, that's a bad investment, sis. Many women were taught to invest in being liked instead of being aligned, to invest in keeping the peace instead of protecting their nervous system, to invest in potential instead of reality. And then we wonder why we're tired. Before we go further, I want to invite you to pause because clarity doesn't land in a rush body. So let's take a slow breath in through your nose, unclench your jaw, drop your shoulders, and exhale. Another breath and exhale. Let your body catch up to the truth. Ask yourself, without judgment and more curiosity, where am I still spending energy just because I always have? Just notice what comes up for you. Boundaries aren't walls, they're budgets. They answer the question, what deserves access to me? When you stop investing in explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you, proving your worth through productivity, relationships that require self betrayal, and inner narratives rooted in fear and perfectionism, you create capital. And that capital becomes emotional capacity, creative energy, confidence, and peace. And that's when life really starts responding differently. Okay, sis, here's your integration question for the week. What am I still funding that no longer aligns with the woman I'm becoming? And to follow up, because this is where the work really is, ask yourself, what would it look like to redirect that energy back to myself? Not in a dramatic way. We're not going to get aggressive with it, but just being intentional. Think about that. Okay, so this is your reminder. You are allowed to outgrow old investments. You are allowed to change your strategy. And you sure are allowed to choose sustainability over sacrifice. The most powerful women I know aren't doing more, they're investing better. So if this episode resonated, sit with it this week. Notice where your energy goes and whether it's paying you back. And if you're in your investment era, stay here, follow the podcast, share this episode with a woman who needs permission to stop overgiving, and I'll meet you here next week for the next layer. Until then, sis, protect your peace, honor your capacity, and remember, you are the asset.